Hi, so welcome back to my channel if you are a returning watcher. If not, welcome. My name is Abigail and today I'm going to do a sketchbook flip through. This is the first sketchbook I've ever completed cover to cover, and I think that's pretty cool. I've always had a sketchbook, but I never, like keep it nice. It never looks like really aesthetic or anything. But I'm really proud of myself. There's some really great artwork in this, and there's also some really terrible artwork in this. And there's some experimentation in this, some different mediums, whatever. Anyway, let's jump in. So, on the first page, I did like a little cover page kind of thing. It was November 2018. So I think what I was trying to do is just kind of like, because it was November already, I knew I wasn't going to finish the sketchbook in the year, so I made a cover page. I don't know, I was starting to do that, put pages between my, like whenever a new year started in a sketchbook. And then this is December. I had gotten some new Posca pens. Well, not new, they were new, but like I'd never used a Posca pen before. So this was me kind of messing around with it. And this time I remember was a time of like some really bad art because I just felt like I was art blocked all the time. I never knew to draw, so I resorted to lots of little stuff instead of a finished piece. And this was a character that I was trying to develop at one point, and I remember hating this drawing. It's not too bad, but like I definitely did not like it that much. And then we were already into 2019. And starting with this, I had watched a video of somebody using Posca pens and Copics, so I really loved the way the chunky jacket with the blocked in Posca pen, really fun. So a little work here. I was working on her forever. I didn't finish her until later that year. But see, there's lots of little doodles. I just couldn't seem to pick, just draw something. Couple little doodles here. Now this page I used to work for a daycare, and I was gonna be leaving soon. I had taken a new job, so I was trying different characters for the kids, and then I'd rip them out. I don't know if you can see the tape there. I'd rip them out, copy them, print them off, and then tape them back in because I wanted this to be completed, but I'm gonna rip them all out eventually because I sort my artwork by the years into different folders and stuff. So here's another one. She was a water superhero and a rainbow mermaid. They got to pick what they wanted. A fire queen. This was my character. I don't draw him anymore. I don't really like him, but a wizard. I don't know if this video is still up, but this was the first video I ever posted on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's still up, like I said, but this was the first thing I recorded. A girl with ice powers. More character work of mine. Posca pen stuff. This had some of the kids' information on it, so erased it and scribbled it out as best I could. But some Posca pen, fan art and original art. And then this was a character I had drawn. I've never drawn him again. I think it's because I loved the way this turned out, and I was just too afraid I'd mess it up if I tried to draw him again. This was a superhero with fire powers. And this was a water queen. They were really into queens and kings and superheroes. Somebody wanted me to draw them a baseball player. And somebody wanted me to draw them a basketball player. And then this was a music queen. Pretty cool, I liked. And then I'm not sure what this one was. I think he was like a knight or something, or a superhero when he wanted a sword. I can't remember. Then this was like, when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out and everybody was doing their spider persona. This was mine, and this was like my favorite thing that I drew like all year. A little character, I had drew him in the margins of a notebook in college, and I wanted to try coloring him. This was me messing around with watercolor. I've only ever done like 2 watercolor pieces my entire life. And then sometimes when I was like really stuck, what I do is I just take Copics, I wouldn't sketch anything and I just go in and do a piece. So that's one of them. That's why, you know, some things don't look super great. This was just whatever color I wanted to use on the page. There's a jump in time for this. Where's the last date? I can't remember. Anyway, this was 2020. This was a blank page. So I went back and just filled this in the other day. And then this is Inktober. I did not continue with Inktober. I only did a few days. This was one of my favorites. Usually for Inktober, I just use grayscale Copic markers and pens and stuff like this. This one was really bad one. I was really rushed. This was like, I think the last, oh no. So then, this one I liked. This one I was experimenting. I had bought some ink, you know, whatever, you mix it with water kind of thing. This turned out okay. Definitely not as good as I thought it was gonna. And then, since this kind of went fast when you color with it, like when you use it kind of like a watercolor, I guess. Oh, bad. It's so bad. So I did a few days of trying to experiment with this, and it was awful. So I went back to my markers and other pens, and this was one of my favorites from Inktober as well. And then this was me trying to combine the two of my favorite things here too. It didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped, but could be worse. Same here, mix of pens and ink. This one was horrendous. I hated it. Bad. This one I did do a light sketch, but I messed it up when I was outlining it, so her face looks really weird. This is disgusting. I hate myself. So yeah, this one was kind of cute. Like I was like, I think it'd be cool to do like a really detailed drawing of an ornament because it's kind of cool. And then I did kind of like this one. Sometimes I feel like the sketches look really great, but when I go to do the finished piece, I rush, and then I have a not a steady hand when I ink, so it looks bad, but that's okay. I like it. This one I tried again with the ink, and I had used a thicker pen, and I hated it. And then 2020, the beginning pages later on, but I was just messing around with some oil pastels. I think that's what I usually try to do in the sketchbooks. It's not so much as like as many finished pieces as I can get. It's a lot of me just messing around. If it's a finished piece, it's a finished piece. This was just a little ballpoint pen sketch. I never did finish it, obviously. I don't even think I have a ballpoint pen like that laying around here anymore, so yeah. And then the official 2020 page. Whoop whoop. I just did this the other day. So, starting with one of my original characters that I love. I was kind of redrawing him for the first time this year. And I liked it. I do. I changed his outfit. Liked that much better. So then the next ones I'm going to show you are... I wrote a story in high school when I was young. Wow. Not even that long ago though, really though. Anyway. And I had drawn the characters for it originally. And I have since visited that story again with friends, and one of my friends actually helped me write this, so we were really attached to it, to the characters and stuff, so we were like, okay, we got to, you know, have the characters redrawn. So I'm going to grab the original pieces so we can compare. So it has been about 5 years since... has been 5 years since I drew these. So the first character, the main character, was this little gal right here. She was the queen and kind of the main character. And there she is, redrawn. You know, she's supposed to be an adult, but in the, you know, this doesn't really portray her as an adult. She looks like a kid, which is, it was fine. It was cute. This was my favorite one of all of them. Next, I think, you find her over here. Next, there's this girl. She was the, like, it wasn't necessarily a love triangle, but she was kind of love triangle-y, which is really gross because I went back and apparently we decided to make her 16 and everybody else were adults. So I was like, ooh, if I ever rewrite it, she's not going to be 16. Or she will be 16 and she won't be a maybe kind of love interest. Anyway, there she is. she's kind of a swashbuckling, badass little girl. She really kick ass, take names kind of thing with crazy hair. And I feel like I'm not really good at drawing kids in general. Not that I've ever tried that much, but I feel like she doesn't look as adult over here. And next, we've got the queen. The former queen, I should say. So the one character's mother, yeah, she's kind of disgusting here. Kind of like a Barbie villain is what she reminded me of. And I redrew her. So in the story, she was like she loved the glamour and the jewels of royalty, not so much the responsibilities. So I wanted to portray that in her character, such as like, you know, she's got the really fancy dress with the jewels and the big jewelry everywhere. And so I really think that shows her character a lot better. Next, we have the villain of the whatever story. Haru, Prince Haru from pretty much Japan, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, look at it. He's gross. He's so gross. This is him now. I actually had looked up modern, well, not modern, I looked up like Japanese fashion, traditional, and this came up. It was like he was on like the guy who I used as a reference for the outfit was like walking down the runway, so I hope it's pretty accurate. I didn't go into too much detail, but thought he, you know, much less of like a racist caricature and actually, you know, an Asian person this time. Okay, and finally, I don't know if that was very smooth, but this was our, I'm still in the shot here. This was our main character, our second main character, our love interest. He was disgusting. I don't know why, but in high school, my friend made me give him a rat tail. I hated it. I hated it so bad. It's mentioned in the story, but unfortunately, I don't have the story saved anywhere. I only have it printed off, so if I ever wanted to touch it up, I'd have to type the entire thing again, and that's like 30 pages, which to some people might not be a lot, but damn, I'm not a writer. Like, it was for a class. So here he is now. I still gave him the fun cape that's mentioned. That's a big part of his personality, is very like, haha, I need to be a hero kind of, haha, and he's kind of a dork. So the cape had to stay and some crazy hair had to stay. So, and then the final page is just me testing some acrylics. So that's it though. I really hope you enjoyed my sketchbook, but I'm not done yet. I have marked some of my favorite pieces to not necessarily talk about, but just so you can see what my favorites were. So this was one of my favorites, and someday when I work up the courage, I will redraw it, because sometimes I feel like I'm never gonna do this good again. I'm just gonna mess it up, but someday I will redraw him. Next is her. She's just so cute. You gotta get a little close up of it. Look at her. Oh, she's just adorable. So I hope you like her as much as I do. And finally, my spider Sona. I love it. I love the colors and the shoes. Oh, I forgot to outline that in pink. But the shoes, I have Vans kind of like that. So it was like my favorite. So it was like my favorite thing. Much better. Anyway, so this was my third favorite piece. I hope you guys enjoyed flipping through my sketchbook with me. I'm now going to proceed to tear it all to shreds. Just kidding. But I am almost done with another sketchbook, one that I had started last November. Wow, apparently I start sketchbooks in November, huh? Anyway, and so hopefully we can do another one of these soon. Thanks for watching.